Okay, it is the second Monday of working on this house. It's exactly 1 week. I've been working on it exactly 1 week now. Yesterday, I said that I was hopeful that I could have this house ready to paint by, minus the bathrooms, by this weekend or like by Saturday night or something like that. I really don't know if that's going to happen because I spent all day today removing the downstairs kitchenette. So I don't know, that took a while. Demolition takes time because especially this was downstairs. There's 14 stairs and there were 3 base cabinets made out of MDF, which, as we've discussed before, is very heavy. And there's a bunch of trim down there that I still have to remove, and then the staples, or not the staples, but the tack strips in the family room. And I still have to. There's a giant entertainment center in the family room, the one that's 32 feet long, 35 feet long. The top part is trashed. So I can either get rid of the whole thing and then just leave that area completely blank or completely empty. But it's a piece of it's a piece of built-in furniture. It's like a part of the house. So if I were to leave it, if I were to just, demolish the whole thing, I don't know, I think it would detract from it, and it wouldn't take, it'll take effort and time, but I think what I can do is I can just cut off the top, and then the shelving, and just leave it as kind of a bench, and it's exactly, it came with the house. It's these cabinets, this cabinet style. I'll just paint it white, and then on top, for the top, I'll roll it and then paint it and roll it and paint it and roll it. So it gets a really nice, white top finish. I still have to do that. And there's a bunch of holes drilled in the back of the top, because again, this house, again, you can tell how trashy somebody is was back in the day, back in the 2000s, because people would move, or they would get another TV service, and back in the day, you were kind of cool, you were kind of higher up in there if you had satellite TV. So there's like 3 dishes on this house, and every single one of them, so that means that for every room that had a TV, for almost every room that had a TV, there's 3 different cable outlet things. So yeah, the family room is one of them, because that obviously always had a TV in it, hell or high water. So there's drywall work to do there. And then when I removed the little kitchenette, it's not a bar, it's a kitchenette. And the reason I know it was meant to be a kitchen was because when I went to go shut the power off, it had a garbage disposal. So you don't really put a garbage disposal in a bar. You can, it's kind of cool. But anyways, I went to go shut the power off over there, and one good thing, they labeled every single circuit breaker. So I was able to go in there and find the one that said downstairs or basement kitchen or whatever, shut it off, went and tested it. Sure enough, it was that one. So yeah, you can, whoever laid it out, because the house has been not completely remodeled, but they've done, I think the basement wasn't finished initially. Or I don't know, maybe it was, I don't know. But somebody's done some upgrades to this house in the past. or some renovations to this house in the past. So probably wasn't, it probably wasn't the people who did the upgrades or the DIY upgrades. It was probably the builders themselves who labeled the original builders or the original electrician or contractor who did the electrical work, who labeled the circuit breakers appropriately. So, I mean, that's cool. Maybe I'm giving too much credit to the homeowners. I don't label my circuit breakers. My house, the house that I live in was built in 1921. It's over 100 years old. So the electrical, I mean, it's a modern panel, but it's still like 30 years old. So, yeah, you know, mid 90s stuff, whatever, when it was upgraded. So I don't label it, but I know I know what, I've lived there for so long and I've worked on it. I've done my own, I've done some electrical things like adding an RV plug, and making more room on my panel with those slimline 20 amp breakers, 15 amp breakers, to make more room for my wood shop to have like my lights on one circuit, have my dust collection stuff on another circuit, and then have my machines on another circuit. And then for my like plug-in hand tools, I just use the light circuit. So every shop needs, every good workshop, wood shop at the very, you know, especially for a wood shop, because you've got, every time you're doing something, for the most part, you're running two machines, or you should be. You're running your dust collection, you know, hopefully like all of your big machine, like your table saw and your bandsaw, you know, if you got a bigger bandsaw, your joiner, your planer, your drum sander, all that stuff needs dust collection. Especially, you can, like a dust, like a drum sander, you cannot run a drum sander without dust collection. It's absolutely mandatory. So you got to have three different lines of power going into your shop. Anyways, what, I guess, yeah, I don't know if, I mean, I might come close, because there's all the taping too that it has to be done. So flooring has to be in on July 19th. I'm pretty sure, yeah, July 19th. So it's barely, you know, it's barely June. So I'm giving myself until the end of, well, that's 2 months. That's halfway through my timeline, where I'm giving myself 4 months. If I could do this whole thing in 4 months, potentially including the outside is going to be, the outside painting is going to be, that's going to be a task in and of itself. So I'm going to do Craftsman style. I'm going to update it to Craftsman style finishes. So that includes obviously the windows that I'm doing. So I'm removing all the trim for the windows. And then I'm going to do, there are three windows that are facing the main street. I'm going to do Craftsman style trim on those exterior windows, or on the exterior of those windows. And I'm going to, so right now they just have shutters, like the fake vinyl shutters. That looks like crap. I mean, it was cool in 2002 or 2000, whatever, whenever, you know, it was cool to listen to the Backstreet Boys. Maybe it was never cool to listen to the Backstreet Boys. I listened to the Backstreet Boys. And Eminem and I didn't listen to Eminem, but, so yeah, that. And also I'm going to do, I think it's called a gable, or gables. So you have the peak of your house, and then if your house has, whatever the under, if the roof line extends out like 1.5 feet past the wall, past the exterior wall, you can put, I think it's called gables, but it's like this decorative, like millwork. So there are 3 peaks on the front of the house. So I'm going to take 2x4 material. I'll measure everything. You know, here I'll make a template, or like a fake, just a fake little piece, just like a triangle, just to make sure that it works. And I'll take it back to my shop at home and make really cute little gable peak decorative pieces. Paint those white and then slap those on there, and voila, you got a craftsman style exterior finish. And I think that will really help. I think that will help curb appeal quite a bit. Really worried about the landscaping. Grass is really not a big deal. You know, I can grow, you know, grass is easy. You till, and you know, we've got a big rototiller. I gotta go pick that thing up. I got it fixed just for this. But the sprinkler system, I've never worked with the sprinkler system. I put in a sprinkler system at my house, but that was off of irrigation, and it was just it's just 2 pipes, it's just 2 lines, and I have a pump, and it pulls from the irrigation reservoir. It's not on a timer. It's not on. It's just 2 knobs. You go over there and you turn it on and you turn it off, and you regulate the flow of the water from the reservoir that comes into to your like bucket. So yeah, it's like super simple. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, you know, there's no programming, but this one, it's a computer. I've never worked with one of those. And there's lines cut out there. How do I know where they're cut? I'm hoping, I guess if it's visible, nobody cut them underground. If they're underground, they've never been accessed. So that's gonna be a learning curve. And ideally, in a perfect world, I have the entire house done and still have like a month of summer to work on I would have the outside grass done with a month of summer to go. If I can get a month of grass growing, that's cool. I can do that. So anyways, oh yeah, tile people. Yeah, I didn't get a whole lot done today because I guess, I don't know, we had I had a third tile contractor come, and you know, that takes time, and I was, you know, they were good. They were totally cool people. It was just a wife. It was just a wife and a husband, and that was their business. They had worked for somebody else, you know, their whole lives, and then they decided to take kind of the plunge and go work for themselves, and now they've got this successful tile business, and it's just them. They do all the work. The dude he lays the tile, he sets the tile, and then the gal comes in and she does the grout, and she does all the billing and admin and all that stuff, and you know, he does the bulk of the tile work. So I like them. I think it's cool. I think it's really cool when people quit their day jobs and pursue. It's that would be scary. That'd be really risky. I mean, I don't have the cojones to do that right now. I mean, people flip houses as 100%, like that's their whole job, and then they go out and they find the deals. They do a lot of the work themselves, and then they sell them, and that's their whole. I mean, I guess if I had enough of a reserve to help, like, not only to, like, separate from the business, like I would need, you know, I would want like $600,000-700,000 just saved up from the business to buy a house, renovate it, and pay the mortgage long enough to, well, I guess if you had that much cash, you wouldn't have to pay a mortgage. You would just buy the house in cash and fix it up, and then you could hold it for as long as you need it, as long as you had enough cash in the bank to live from. So yeah, it took that long. I don't know. So yeah, I took the downstairs thing off, the cabinets off, out. So that took a while. Demolition takes time because you got to cut You got to cut the, anyway, yeah. Oh yeah, the electrical. Oh yeah. So, and I had to go to the store and get another, uh, um, circuit tester or electrical current tester. This is my favorite one. This is my third one. I keep on losing them, which sucks because they're expensive. I mean, the good ones are expensive. I'm not about to cheap out on my circuit tester or on my current tester. This is like, I in my opinion, I mean, of the ones that are available in like the general stores, this is the best one. It's Klein Tools. It's a contactless one. You turn it's got 2 modes. It'll make a sound. And then so this is like green is fine, and then you turn it. If you get it close to something that's powered, it'll blink blue, and then the closer you get it, the more it'll blink, and then you shove it in there, and it's red, and that's you know it's hot. So I love this because I mean, if you're on a budget, you can get like a really simple one. It's got 2 metal prongs, and then you connect one prong to the positive, one prong to the negative, and then if it lights up, boom, you have power. The crappy part about that is that sometimes you need to test if there's power to a line that's not exposed. So that other one I was just talking about, you have to touch the metal. You can't just touch the housing of the wire and see if it, like, you got to touch the metal. So, and sometimes you can't. Sometimes you're like, oh damn, I gotta cut this wire, and it's not exposed. Like the metal's not, the actual wire itself is not exposed, but I don't know if it has power. All I have is this cheapo one. It's like, so you really, it's like, it's $33. The dude I went to Walmart, and you can't buy these at Walmart. You can buy the super basic one, the one that I just talked about at Walmart, but you can't buy a contactless one. Get it at True Value. You can probably get it. I got this one at True Value. There's a True Value near here. I was short on time. True Value and D&B both close at 8 o'clock at night. It really pisses me off when they close. Like I don't know. Anyways, I called. I was okay. I can only go to one. So if I roll the dice and I go to D&B and they don't have it, I'm screwed. Then I can't remove the downstairs little kitchenette cabinet thing. Then I'm shit out of luck. So I decided to call True Value first because the one in Caldwell has it. So I assume the one in Nampa has them. Or any self-respecting hardware store better have these. And if you don't, then you deserve to go out of business. So I call the guy, and Dan picks up, and Dan says, "Hi, my name's Dan. How can I help you today?" And I say, "Hey Dan, I'm looking for a contactless or a touchless circuit tester to see if wires are hot or not." And he says, "I don't know if we have that." "Oh, I think all we have are these multimeters." And in my head, I'm thinking, bullshit. You're a hardware store. And I said, "I'm looking for the Klein Tools contactless circuit tester." And he's like, "All we have are these multimeters." So then I think, dude, did you even go back there? Did you even go back there and see? But then I thought, this guy, he just works here. He works at a hardware store, and he has no idea what this even, he doesn't know what's on his shelves. So a lot of these True Values, I think honestly all of them, are independently owned. Well, I'm gonna cut it short. So anyways, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. I'm gonna be able to get it done. All right.